Peace, diehards. You already know what it is. This is day two of free agency period, but we're going to talk about what happened day one. Of course, you can see everybody on the screen. We got a new player, a lot of old players too, man. But without further ado, it's your boy Dynix Podcast, Evil the Anti-Star. Let's get busy. So anyway, shout out to everybody that every chat that I'm in. Shout out to the MBK chat that I'm in. Shout out to the other Twitter chat that I'm in. Shout out to the WhatsApp chat that I can't stand you mother effers over there. Uh, Instagram chats too. I'm on a bunch of chats, man. So just the consensus of everybody in these chats is everybody's pissed. Everybody's pissed. I tell you why you're pissed. You're pissed because we didn't get Lonzo Ball. Yo, let me break down Lonzo Ball really quick, man. Lonzo Ball cannot get into the paint. He can't get into the paint. Can he shoot the three? Yes. How long has he been shooting the three? Only like 1 year. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, he's gotten better at that. He definitely can shoot it at a high clip. He's young. He's 6'5". He quote unquote is a point guard. But I mean, Stan Van Gundy, how stubborn that he is. You know, he had him playing shooting guard. I'm talking about Lonzo Ball. They had him playing shooting guard because he can't get into the paint. You know what I'm saying? They had Zion over there. Zion is a high usage player. He can handle, he could pass. So they had the offense running through him as he should. Then they got Brandon Ingram there also. Brandon Ingram is also a high usage player. So you're gonna run the offense through those guys. You know what I'm saying? The ball's gonna be in their hands all the time. They're a fast breaking team, whatever. It should have worked with Lonzo Ball there, being a distributor, being a what do you want to call facilitator. You know, because he doesn't put the ball in the paint. He doesn't get into the paint. So his ball is to get the ball and move it. Get the ball and move it. You know, get the rebound off the bounce and then throw an alley-oop to the full court to get a layup, whatever. That should have worked. That should have worked with the Pelicans. But, he wants the ball in his hands to be the point guard. That's cool. Get his assists back up to try to get his money back up even more, build up his legacy in this league. That's the thing too. A lot of players have a certain thing about themselves. They want themselves to be, put up there with certain people. So of course, why would he stay with Chicago if they're not going to give him the ball to be the point guard, to be the hands-on point guard like he was with the Lakers? But there's a reason why the Lakers got rid of him over there, because LeBron James is going to be the primary ball handler and things of that nature too. All around the NBA, even the Knicks. Julius Randle was our high usage player, getting all these assists. At one point, Julius Randle was almost damn near averaging a triple double. He was close to 7 assists at one point, getting close to 8, assists at one point. And he had guys like Elfrid Payton and Reggie Bullock and R.J. Barrett that couldn't shoot in the beginning of the season. And this is when he had the peak assist numbers at the beginning of the year. So, this is the way the NBA is. The point guards are not the way it was before. We're probably never going to see another Ross Strickland, somebody that doesn't shoot the three, that's going to get you 10 assists a game, get into the basket, that type of thing, foul line. There probably won't be another one of those guys for a while. And if there is one, nobody likes him because look at DeRozan. DeRozan turned himself into that player where he's basically a point guard now at this stage of his career. He doesn't shoot the three at all. Not that he can't shoot the three. He just doesn't. It's not part of his game. He's an attacking guard. So that style of play is not like the popular style of play because we're playing modern basketball now. Like whatever, man. You guys eat everything that this media gives you, and then you spit it back out like you guys invented it. Whatever, man. Basketball is basketball. It is what it is, man. But shout out to I'm usually talking about Lonzo Ball because he wanted to go to Chicago. Now look at Chicago's roster. They got Zach LaVine over there on the opposite side of him. Behind him they got that dude White behind him that they could score. So the backcourt is already going to be dynamic. They're going to be flying up and down the court to begin with. They're giving Lonzo Ball the point guard spot. So that's what he wants. So it's tailor made for him. Look at the other guys that they have on the roster. They got Vucevic as a trailing big. They hit that 3-pointer as a trailer. As a point guard, why wouldn't you go there? The Knicks are not set up that way. The Knicks offense is exactly like Stan Van Gundy's offense. We're not bringing a guy in here to change everything that we do. We won 41 and 31. The Pelicans didn't make the playoffs. You get what I'm saying? So we're not going to bring a guy here to change our whole offense just to appease Knicks fans that just want a point guard. I get it. Elfrid Payton wasn't good. But I've talked about Elfrid Payton before. I'm actually going to post a video a little later, just to give Elfrid Payton some love before he goes off into the sunset. Hopefully not with the Knicks, man, because the free agency period is not over yet. But I was taking care of this chat here. Mr. Jarrell is always here, man. He shouted me out yesterday. He wanted me to get on to do something. But I'm waiting for State, man. State, shout out to State of the State of New York Knicks podcast. We'll probably go on tonight. He's pissed, as he should, man. But before we get into all of that aggravation and stuff, I wanted to get my thoughts out here about the roster. But I'm just talking about the Bulls now. The Bulls are tailor made for Lonzo Ball, and they're willing to give him the ball to be the point guard of their team. The Knicks are not like that. Like I'm trying to say, Knicks are not like that. We play a certain style of basketball that made us make the playoffs. The Pelicans didn't make the playoffs. The Bulls didn't make the playoffs. So the Bulls are more inclined to change their whole team to try to figure out a way to win. Which probably might work for them. They might make the playoffs next year. But given the way that they play, because they cater to players. They catered to Lauri Markkanen this whole time. The whole offense was played from the opposite basket to the top of the 3-point line. That's where the game played. And then they play backdoor cuts to get guys baskets, and more than likely just to give Lauri Markkanen those 3-point shots. So their team is going to cater to the players. Knicks are going to cater to what's working for the whole entire roster, not just one player. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like we're in a good boat. We're in a good old school boat. Forget the modern basketball bullshit. Of course, you're going to have the elements because you have to stay on top of the 3-point shot because that's just the way everybody plays. There's no way that you can come into this NBA and play, 90s style basketball where you dump it down to Patrick Ewing, let him post up and then swing the ball around. It's not going to work anymore. Because of the way everybody plays. Centers are coming down and pulling up 3-pointers, and people are saying that's a good shot. So this is the time that we are in now. Power forwards are bringing the ball up the court. Not just Julius Randle. I mentioned Zion. It's a bunch of guys doing that now. So it is what it is, man. So the Knicks are building how they're gonna build, man. So they basically ran it back, man. Shout out to what side am I on? Yeah, this side. Shout out to the Knicks Omni fan. I'm using their little stick picture that they put on Instagram. So to make it easier for myself, man. So check it out. We initially signed I want to say Burke first. We signed Burke to a 3-year, $30 million contract. Okay, nice and clean. For some reason we gave Nerlens Noel $2 more million a year. Kind of clean, So the reason why I'm saying clean because we're not really sure if these players' contracts are going to be the way that they are. Because it's still playing at times early in the offseason. There's a lot of ways you can manipulate the salary cap and stuff like that. We'll talk about that in a second. The third player that we signed later on in the evening was Derrick Rose. Signed Derrick Rose to a 3-year, $43 million contract. I don't really like the numbers with that. That's another thing too. We'll get into how they can manipulate the salary cap in a second. But the prize of the day is Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier, we signed him to a 4-year, $78 million contract. Now everyone's mad. Let's check out the way that we play basketball. Julius Randle, nobody wants to see him dribbling the basketball anymore. They want to see a point guard. My question to you is, who is out there? People say, oh, man, we need to get a point guard. Who is out there that you want? Because Lonzo Ball is not coming, fam. He's in Chicago. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? Lonzo Ball's not coming. He's in Chicago. Let it go. So who is the point guard that you want to the Knicks to sign to bring here to be the point guard to take the ball out of Julius Randle's hands? You tell me. The most improved player, damn near triple-double all year, high minutes, 20-something points a game, over 10 rebounds a game, over 5 assists a game, still giving you everything else too. A much improved defender, especially team defense, getting the rebounds, also defensive rebound, that type of thing. Just an overall good player. So why do we want to take the ball out of his hands if we won 41 games last year and made a 4th seed and made the playoffs? Why would we want to change all that just to get a point guard to satisfy our fans out there? Thank God the Knicks don't pay attention. Thank God the Knicks don't pay attention. Like, a couple things that we did good last year. Nerlens Noel came in and saved the season, straight like that. And we only paid him $5 million for 1 year. He came here on the humble, to help us out. Of course, to help his career out too. But Nerlens Noel, you mean to tell me he can't get a contract anywhere else? He played his heart out at OKC when they made the playoffs. So you mean to tell me he couldn't make more than $5 million a year? They did him a solid. You know what I'm saying? Nerlens Noel did the Knicks a solid also, by taking that $5 million contract for only 1 year. He could have got hurt, and he did get hurt, but he still came back. A soldier. He did get hurt. How many times did Nerlens Noel get hurt? How many times did Nerlens Noel play hurt? And you could see that he was hurt, but he still was out there playing crazy. How many times? $5 million. He risked his career to come here. The Knicks hooked him up. What's that? $10 million a year? A little bit more than $10 million a year. $10 million for Nerlens Noel might be a little high to some. Maybe $8 million. But $5 million is low for Nerlens Noel. I think he's an elite shot blocker. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna try to bang it or try to bang it on the Knicks, he's gonna be right there. You have to worry. You have to worry about where the hell is Nerlens Noel, because you can't see him. He's skinny as I don't know what. He's standing somewhere. You can't even see him. If you're looking, you might think he's like the like one of the poles or something. You can't see him. That's why he can get those blocks. So I mean, $5 million for 1 year. Okay, we got him for 3 years, basically $10 million a year. We basically made up for that 1 year for his trouble, and I'm good with that. If you're not good with that, then that's on you. Alec Burke. How many times did Alec Burke save the season? At one point, the beginning of the year, he was averaging 20 before he got hurt. So he got hurt a couple times throughout the year. When he gets injured, it takes him a little while to get warmed up again. Then he held down the point guard spot once we got hurt, once other guys got hurt. So he held that down. We had to play him. Everyone's saying that Tibbs is running guys down. Get off of that. Get off of that. We're gonna put guys on minutes restrictions for what? For what? So they can play when they're 40? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make. You got to give your all at the. That's one flaw that people complain about Tom Thibodeau that I don't get. Guys want to play. You guys want to play. You got to manage guys' minutes, whatever. You got to manage the game and this, that, and the other. But guys want to play. So whatever. Alec Burke had to hold it down because there was nobody else there. Derrick Rose was hurt at one point. A bunch of other guys. Emmanuel quickly was hurt a couple times throughout the year. Alec Burke, during this one particular time that I'm talking about, he was giving us 20, 30-point games. Double-digit assist games. Basically closing. He was our closer. People were saying that Alec Burke was our closer for a period, and then he got hurt again. He got hurt, and then we didn't get him back into the playoffs. But in the playoffs, he played pretty well too. Here's the thing with Alec Burke. He doesn't square up when he shoots. He shoots with his legs kicked out. He's a little erratic. He's never straight up. He's always moving when he shoots. A lot of times when the pressure is on, that moving weird shot goes in. And then yes, that handle that he has surprised me. So getting Alec Burke for $10 million to me is a steal. $10 million. I feel like Alec Burke could probably earn a little bit more than $10 million. Given the production that he gave the Knicks, especially at times when we needed it. And then if you look at his career, a lot of in Golden State he averaged 15 points a game. A couple times throughout his career he averaged double digit points. Just looking at him physically, I would never look up his stats. Because I would see games and I would see that he was doing well. In my mind, I never thought that he played the way that he played. I thought that he was just basically like a small forward kind of thing. I'm just thinking that he was basically like a Reggie Bullock kind of guy. We'll talk about Reggie Bullock in a second also. But, I mean, the handle that Alec Burks has, is he has an elite handle. You know what I'm saying? I never seen him get stripped. That ball is on the string. He's never stops dribbling. If he wants to get to the paint, he gets to the paint anytime he wants to. If he wants to get a shot off, he can get a shot off anytime he wants to. So anyway, if you're gonna get talent like that, you got to pay him $10 million. Here's another thing. He took a 1-year contract too. He didn't have to. That's another player that didn't have to take a contract like that. Alec Burke has talent in this league. He's 38. Well, now he's going to be like 31, I believe. He has talent in this league. He's proven that he could play in this league. Like I said, under the radar for me because I never paid attention to him. But around the league, they know he could play. They know he could play. He plays with like the all black Uptowns or whatever, the ugliest sneakers in the league he plays with. With like ankle socks, looking crazy. Not even NBA ankle socks. Don't even have the NBA logo on it. He just bugged out. He's just a really odd looking dude. His the way that he shapes up his hair, it just looks like his wife does it before he comes into the game. Very bugged out. But outside of that, I'm just joking around. Outside of that, the dude is a really good basketball player. So if you want to win in this league, you got to have a strong bench. So you got to pay the strong bench. You can't just be like bring somebody in there, because that's the one thing too. Everyone's talking about oh, we should bring this guy for the bench, bring this guy for the bench. Nobody's talking about starters. So as we go along, I don't want to hear what nobody has to say about who we signed, to better the team, because every time we talk about basketball, everyone's always like, yo, he will be good off the bench. He'll be good off the bench. He'll be good off the That's the only thing that any Knick fan wants to talk about. Yo, we need to get him, man. He'll bolster the bench. Yo, he'll be good off the bench. Okay, man, whatever. We need to get starters. Okay, so speaking of starters, first let's give a shout out to Reggie Bullock. So we're gonna do some screen sharing here. This is Basketball Reference, of course. What will we do without Basketball Reference, man? They don't have any pop-ups. Everything is smooth. It runs smooth on your phone. It runs smooth on live streams. God bless Basketball Reference. You know what I'm saying? If you got a tip cup or what do you want to call a Zelle or something like that, Basketball Reference, they need to post it, man, because they're very, very good resource. Anyway, let's check out on Reggie Bullock, man. As we know, Reggie Bullock been through a lot, man. He lost 2 sisters to violence, which is crazy. He's 30 years old. Throughout all of that, this all happened from the beginning of his career to now. This is a strong brother right here. Strong brother. He was born in Maryland, went to high school in North Carolina, did the whole stuff, AAU stuff, prep school, things like that. So, he came up through the ranks. He's a good basketball player. Anyway, fast forward now to this stage in his career. He's basically just like a super sub. He's basically like a super sub. He can't dribble, but he can get into the paint and pull up if you need to, or give you a floater. But he's basically a 3-and-D guy. This is Reggie Bullock is a quintessential 3-and-D guy. Maybe the original one, from this quote unquote a modern style of basketball era, because he's 30 years old. He's been in the NBA for a while, 8 years experience in the NBA. So, this whole quote unquote modern style basketball started about 8 years ago, or a little bit longer, when Golden State came in. Now all of a sudden everybody's an expert. This is modern basketball. So anyway, he came in during that time. So he's the quintessential 3-and-D basketball player. Shout out to him. Much respect to him. Look at his career numbers. 39% from three, 84% from the free throw line. All the other stuff I don't give a damn about. 7 points a game, 2 rebounds a game, 1 assist a game. That's who he is. That's 3-and-D. His defense, I didn't really realize it was that good until he got here. He locked up a lot of players for us this year, held us down a lot. He actually saved some games. He during the regular season, he locked down or was that the playoffs? I can't really remember. He locked down Trae Young for a second to give us a shot at winning. I'm not sure if that was the playoffs or whatever. That's all irrelevant at this point. But he had a couple double-digit points seasons in the beginning here, like 4 years ago with Detroit. He actually played with the Lakers again for a little while, 9 points a game. Detroit, he averaged 12. Detroit sucks, man. But, as you can see, those assists and rebounds don't really do much. You know what I'm saying? So when we had him, he actually played basically his best season. 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 10 points a game. Great stats all around as far as free throw percentage. 90% from the free throw line. 2-point percentage 52%, which was one of his best for his career. He did get to 53 a couple times, but 52 is for this season was pretty good. 3-point percentage is 41%. That's up with the top numbers that he's had. The most he had was 44% a couple years ago. 41% from 3. And probably like he played like almost the most minutes that he played in for a season with 30 minutes per game. He also did that with Detroit. But that was for like a little half of a season. So he probably played like the most minutes, not really that much more, for his career in a season. So he was a good player for us, man. But like I said, you're asking too much from the guy. He already maxed us out with 3 rebounds and 3 rebounds and 1.5 assists. Lord have mercy. So I mean, he's not trying to pass the ball. He's a 3-and-D guy. He gets the ball probably at the end of the shot clock, and hits the 3-pointer. That's his game. What was the problem with the Knicks though is that he always happened to be standing next to Julius Randle, and a lot of Julius Randle's assists were to Reggie Bullock because he just happened to be standing right there. A nice shovel pass, and he would just get the open 3. So that was basically his role with the Knicks. And like I said, shout out to him. He represented New York very well. Like I said, shout out to everything that he's been through in his life. God bless him. But he did what he did for the Knicks. So I don't have his actual numbers as far as his salary is concerned right away, but his current salary is probably similar to what the Knicks gave him. I mean, what the Knicks gave the guys that you see on the right hand side of the screen. So you know, Reggie Bullock's not worth that for us, man, because we're trying to get better. Reggie Bullock, it was everybody could see it. Obviously the Knicks see it. We had to get better from Reggie Bullock, and we had to improve off of Alfred Payton. That's just is what it is. So Reggie Bullock was not coming back, and he didn't come back. He went to Dallas. Funny thing about that is that I believe that Reggie Bullock locked down Luka for a stint. So maybe Dallas thought that somebody like him would be good to have with Luka, because this is another thing too. I was talking about Lonzo Ball in the beginning. Reggie Bullock will be nice for Dallas, because Luka is going to be doing his thing, and he's going to be needing somebody to pass to, the same way that Reggie Bullock was the target for Julius Randle. So the people around the league see this. They see what Reggie Bullock does for this certain team. They say, okay, well, that's the perfect guy that we need for Luka. Because when Luka gets in trouble, he more than likely going to be standing right there. Bam, here, take this Reggie Bullock, and here, hit that three. That works. That works. That's going to work for them. That's a perfect team for him, actually. If you think about it. So that goes into the anger. Like for those that might have wanted to keep Reggie Bullock instead of Burke or whatever you want to say. Look at what the team that he went to. He went to Dallas, not for no reason. He went to Dallas because the same reason that he was a valuable player for Julius Randle, he's going to be valuable for Luka. And Reggie Bullock, he gets to play with Luka. He gets to be on TV. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different things that he has going for him off the court. He has a lot of Instagram followers, I noticed. I'm not sure about Twitter, but he has a lot of Instagram followers. So he has a following. People know who he is, and he's not a star player. So him going to Dallas, being on TV all the time next to Luka is going to help that thing that he's doing off the court, especially for gay rights, the lesbian community, and just domestic violence and just violence against anybody, and mostly because he experienced it with his sisters, just violence against women and gay people and stuff, man. So him being on that larger stage, getting more TV time next to Luka is going to be great for him. God bless him. Jesus Christ. So anyway, let's finally talk about the man here, the man of the hour, Fournier. So right off the bat, people say Fournier. Oh man, I don't know about him, man. I rather somebody said they rather instead of Fournier. I forgot who the player was. If it comes to my head, I'll throw it at you, man. Shout out to LGBT community, exactly, Mr. Andy. I didn't invite nobody to the podcast. I just want to get this out, get my thoughts out here. So Evan Fournier. I can't remember the player who they said that they would rather have, but like people are totally disrespecting Evan Fournier. Yeah, he played for Orlando, but in the NBA, like for Colin Sexton in the beginning nobody wanted him. It was, get out of here. But as you keep talking about it, because people only follow. Once we started talking about it, shout out to State. Once we made that podcast about Sexton, because we were talking about Sexton before I made the solo podcast. We've been talking about Sexton. I made the solo podcast. People started doing it. Now all of a sudden everybody wants Sexton. Shout out to us. You know what I'm saying? And then just other Knicks content creators out there. Now everybody's talking about Sexton. Now they want Sexton. Everybody wants Sexton now. Shout out to Sexton, 20-something points a game. Great percentages straight across the board. Almost got the trifecta. 50 50, 40, and 90 with the percentages with the field goal, 3-point percentage, and free throw. He got that on a losing team. I made the comparison to Kyrie Irving. So that's all valid because there's the points, the percentages all match up. So he's just waiting to get on a team to be good. So so now everybody believes it after we put it out there for everyone to get that knowledge. For you to take it and spit it back out like we weren't the ones that pumped it out to you. So anyway, Evan Fournier is the same thing. Been on a losing team for all this time. He was able to give you 17, 3-3 for the last 5 years. Let's do this. Same thing. Basketball Reference. God bless Basketball Reference. Basketball Reference. Let's start it from here. The guy's from France, right? You know what I'm saying? So he was born in Saint Maurice, France. I don't really know too much about that or whatever, but I mean he's like Captain France right now. He's probably like the best shooting guard to ever come out of France, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to disrespect anybody from the '80s and stuff like that. But from what I noticed, Evan Fournier is probably like one of the best players, top five or whatever you want to say, players coming out of France, man. So he represents France very well. We'll talk about that in a second as well. But he's 28 years old. He'll be 30 probably like around in October 29th when the season starts. He'll be it's gonna be 29, not 30. So he's still in his 20s. Other players around the league, like Chris Paul and all these guys. Chris Paul got a 4-year contract, bro. He's gonna be playing until he's 40 years old, and not just like a cheap contract. He got money. All these other guys, they're gonna be playing well into their 30s as well. Evan Fournier, I'm not sure about him. He looked like he was breaking down actually, at the end of his career in Orlando and in the Boston stint. Also, he looked like he was kind of breaking down. So I guess we'll talk about that too. But he's a good player, man. He's a good player. Like I said, the last 5 seasons, he averaged 17, 3 and 3. But the big thing about him for his career, 80% from the free throw percentage, 50% from 2-point range, 37% for his career from the 3-point range, and 45% from the field goal range. What do you want me to tell you? He is an elite NBA shooter. Elite NBA shooter. He could put the ball in the basket, man. That 3 assists is just not him getting the ball and throwing it like Lonzo Ball. He can get into the paint. Fournier can get to the paint, and he plays with ferocity too, which is very important. He loves his country. Like I said, we're gonna talk about that in a second. But he does play with the same, a little bit, not as quite as crazy as he does for his country, but he does play with fire and desire. So that's gonna be something that we're gonna love, especially once he hit that 3-pointer at the end of the game or whatever, and Breen starts going bang, Fournier, bang, Julius Randle, corner, Evan Fournier, bang, you could totally see that happening, man. So for those that hate him, you're gonna love him as soon as we start playing, man. He definitely fills a hole for us. To me, as a shooting guard, and RJ Barrett gets to be thrown at the small forward spot. Now, people want to say that RJ Barrett's a natural too. Now, RJ Barrett don't have Evan Fournier's handle. You know what I'm saying? He don't have Evan Fournier's handle. Evan Fournier is also 6'7" too. So he's actually about the same height as RJ Barrett. But RJ Barrett does not have Evan Fournier's handle. That's really it right there. RJ Barrett can pass the ball, but people at the small forward spot can pass the ball too. Julius Randle led the team in assists. So big man can do that too. Yeah, I get that, but I can argue that Randle's handle is better than RJ. RJ has a very vanilla basketball game. He has a pro game. There's no knock to him. I think RJ Barrett is going to make the next step to the next stage. He already averaged 17 points on a winning team. His stats are going up every year. I think he might actually get close to 20 points a game for us this year. Because the only thing that stops RJ is the consistency. Because he'll give you 20 points, whatever, back to back, and then he'll give you 9. So the problem with RJ is he got to figure out the in-between game. He got to get a go-to move. He has a step back 3 now, as you saw in FIBA play. But he just has to get more consistent every night. He can't show up, especially in big games, to get 9 points, or show up, only show up in the fourth quarter, only show up in one quarter. He's got to figure out where he could be more consistent throughout the course of the game and the season. So he did all that, and he still averaged 17 points a game for a winning team, which is RJ. So that's dope. So if he can get that consistency, I can see him getting 20 points a game next year. That's definitely going to push Randle's points down a little bit. So keep that in mind. Evan Fournier is going to make everybody better. Straight like that, he's going to make everybody better. Because he's going to take. You want to talk about taking the ball out of Randle's hand? Evan Fournier is going to take the ball out of a lot of people's hands. He's going to take the ball out of RJ's hand and Randle's hand. Is that a good thing? Yes, it's a good thing, because you want a point guard to take the ball out of Randle's hand. So adding Evan Fournier to this mix is gonna move the ball around a little bit. So Evan Fournier, he might not give us 17 points when he gets here. He might get close. He might get close to that. He might get 15, or he might even get 17. He still might get 17 points a game. Because shout out when he was with Boston, he averaged while he was with Boston, He only averaged 13 points a game, but they had two 20-point a game scores there. So if he came here and gave us 13 points a game, closer to 14, maybe 15 points a game, then that could work too. It's definitely somebody that you got to defend out there. He's going to be a plus guy for us, absolutely. But like I said, we're hoping that RJ makes this ascension. Randall, we're hoping to go to drop his usage a little bit. Evan Fournier is going to help that a lot. You know what I'm saying? So that's good stuff there. Yeah, man. I'm just looking. I want to check out his playoff stuff, man, because people would say that Orlando didn't win a lot. They did have 2 years when he was in the playoffs. What did he do in the playoffs? Not much. 12 points, 15 points for Boston. This is where he's going to be probably, like around here. Look at the playoffs. His contribution to the Knicks is more than likely going to be around this range. 12, 15. That first year he played for Denver, he didn't really play. But these 30-point game seasons here, let's do the math here with this. I guess you could put this here: 13 points, 3 rebounds, close to 4 rebounds, and 2 assists with a steal. Still great percentages. I think this is going to be the Fournier we're going to get when we finally suit up, and that's a good thing. Like I said, because he's going to add to the ball handling, and things of that nature, and just the shooting from the backcourt. Slide RJ to the 3. I think he'll be fine there. RJ is super strong. I think he'll be fine there. He's definitely a better rebounder than Fournier. I'd rather have Fournier playing 2 guard and then let RJ get those rebounds that he gets. RJ averaged like seven rebounds a game. So for those that say that RJ is not a natural 3, he's a natural shooting guard. I could argue that he's a natural 3. So let him be a 3. I think that's gonna be great for us, man. So that's the stats and stuff. Let's get into his Twitter page here. Let's X this out. Like I said, I broke some of my equipment when I went to Florida, man. So shout out to Florida, man, with your Delta strain going on over there. Lost some of my equipment there, but anyway, we're gonna do this. I mentioned before that he loves his country. Let's put these chats down. He loves his country, man. You can see the France logo there on his picture. The Knicks logo is right up there already. Guard for the Knicks. That shout out. Look at that. Guard for the Knicks. That just tells you right there that they promised him to be the starting shooting guard for the Knicks, man. So that's good stuff. Look at his followers on Twitter. 282,000 followers. So I mean, he's a global superstar. Maybe he's not an NBA superstar, but worldwide, 282,000 followers is not bad, especially for a player of his caliber. So he loves France. As you can scroll through here, he's talking. I don't know. I can't read French. So those that can read French, he has this pinned here about this young lady. I don't really know what's going on with her, but shout out to her. These are all French people here. He shouts out the France 3-on-3 team for the Olympics. Let's go on here. Look, he's a funny guy too. We'll get into that in a second also. But this is all French people in the Olympics. He's shouting at everybody. Here goes somebody that you recognize. They go Frank Ntilikina there. They're playing. They're actually watching the 3-on-3 basketball tournament there. Frank got some crazy toes. Jesus Christ, man! Look at that. For those that can see that, my man. What in the hell? Maybe that's why he can't play good. Look at that big toe. Have you ever seen a big toe that far away from the rest of the toes? Holy moly. Great googly moogly. They need to get him some Crocs. No open toe sandals for that guy, man. Lord help me. I can see the hair. The hair looks good, man, but he might need to go to see a foot doctor. Jesus Christ. Go get a pedicure or something. Man, like I said, get him some Crocs. So anyway, as we go down here, a lot of other French guys too, man. This is from the French league. The Bucks here, actually. I'm sorry. This is a guy that didn't even play, Alex Toupane. He got himself a nice little trophy. He didn't even play. It's all good. But all this is a lot of French stuff. So there's another guy here for the French soccer team. So it's good stuff there. So anyway, I just want to point that out. He's a good dude. Loves his country. So that's stuff that we're definitely gonna see about him. Fiery style to play. But check this out. For now then Fournier's on the team. We gotta throw this out there, because so if you make the mistake and just type in Fournier by accident and then click the pictures, you're gonna see something crazy, man. So I'm just gonna give you guys a warning. Listen to me closely. If you're gonna look up pictures of Evan Fournier, you must type in his full name, Evan Fournier, and then you'll see pictures of him. If you type in Fournier by itself and then you click the pictures, you're gonna see something that's gonna scare you like beyond belief, man. So don't say that I'm the one that did it because I didn't do it. This is just something simple that you can Google. So just warn your children. You know what I'm saying? Warn your dad. If he happens to look up, type in Fournier and hit the picture button, you're gonna see some wild stuff. So if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. Yo, this guy, Jarrell knows what I'm talking about. Andy knows what I'm talking about. He knows what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna post a picture. You know what I'm saying? You could do that on your own. This is like faces of death shit here. So anyway, what I am gonna do is I'm gonna just explain why, right? So let's explain why. It's called Fournier's disease. It's basically gangrene, but they call it Fournier disease, whatever. Check this out, guys. This is an acute neurotic infection of the scrotum penis. Okay, gangrene is when the blood flow to a certain area doesn't work, and then your body starts basically destroying it. You can get an infection, and then just the cells of that area start to destroy itself. Like it's like your body starts to eat itself. Oh my god, I'm gonna throw up. But I mean, like I said, if you click that, all I gotta do is click that image thing, and I'm probably gonna get banned from YouTube if I do that. But yo, click the image thing on your own time, and then you're gonna see pictures that will horrify you for the rest of your life. You might have to watch Disney movies all day, or something, to try to get that thought out your mind. But I guarantee that your private area is not gonna work for like at least a week if you're sensitive to those type of things, man. So that's just a warning to my fellow Knicks fans, man. Do not type Fournier and push the image button. But if you should happen to do it, right? Be forewarned that you're gonna be freaking like terrified. Like, so Jarrell just I don't know if Jarrell just looked at it. I don't know if Andy just looked at. I mean, the other Andy. Shout out to you, Andy 25. I don't know if you guys looked at it. Los Knicks. But it's horrific, man. So enough about that. Let's really talk about how Evan Fournier is going to fit with this basketball club, man. So right off the bat, like I said, right on his Twitter page, it says Fournier, guard of the Knicks. Absolutely, he should be a guard. He averaged 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He has a handle. He can get up and down the court in that way. That's his game. So that's what he's going to give us. He's going to be that another ball handler in the backcourt. RJ Barrett is a rebounder. Why we got him guarding shooting guards? Let him get in the paint where he belongs, where he can get those rebounds. So he had to work so hard for the rebounds. He could actually secure the rebounds and start the break. And let Fournier be the guy, receiving the pass. Excuse me, I'm about to throw up in my mouth. To receive the pass, to finish on plays in the corner for the three, finish plays at the basket and stuff like that. Let the real guy that's been doing that his whole career, let him do what he does. Let RJ Barrett do what he does. Get that rebound, start the break. Julius Randle, get the rebound, start the break. That is an asset. That is an asset to the game, man. To the way that we play. That I feel like not many teams have that where Julius Randle can get the rebound and start the break, like for real, start the break. RJ Barrett, get the rebound for real, start the break. Shout out to the Team Canada. He played. RJ played with Air Canada, whoever would forget his name. I can't even think about it right now. But anyway, they got the rebound and they went. They were the two forwards. They got the rebound. They started the break. That's exactly what we're gonna do. So yeah, man. So that's basically it. We have so much like people want to talk about how bad it is and they're so upset. Just think about it for a second. RJ get the rebound, start the break. Randall get the rebound, start the break. Now let's move. We got a guy that actually can get the ball off that fly and start something. RJ can get bring the ball up. Randall can get the ball up. Fournier's already there in the corner. He can hit the three, or he could put the ball on the floor and pass it. Do you see what I'm saying? For those that play basketball, for those that actually can visualize basketball, do you see what I'm saying here? That is an asset for us. It's definitely going to make us better. Like Reggie Bullock is not doing that for us. You know what I'm saying? Evan Fournier definitely brings that another aspect to the game for us when it comes to that. Once we finally get a point guard in here, because shout out to Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is up in age now. In the playoffs, he had got 30 back-to-back 30-point games, and then he was done. He needed a juice break. His legs probably hurt him. So we cannot rely on Derrick Rose to be the starting point guard. Now here's the thing: he just might be. We might do a point guard for committee. Emmanuel Quickly's still here. So it might just be Emmanuel Quickly and Derrick Rose back and forth with that point guard spot. Shout out to the young guys that we got. We got Vildoza and we got McBrides. Shout out to them, because they're gonna get their chance to play as well, especially McBrides because of his defense. He's the way that he gets after it. I can't see Tibbs not playing him sometimes. So he might be like the Obi Toppin for this year, where he's just gonna come in and get 10 minutes a game just because you can't keep him off the court. Shout out to Grimes too, because Grimes is another guy. He's gonna get some minutes, yo. And we need to have guys that come in there to fill in sometimes if guys need a break, especially if you're winning. Don't talk to me about Kendrick Dunn, because Kendrick Dunn and Emmanuel Quickly. Who would you rather have? Would you rather spend the money on Kendrick Nunn, or would you just keep Emmanuel Quickly? I'd rather see the evolution of Emmanuel Quickly than spend money on Kendrick Nunn. Let him go to a different team. A lot of these guys are like that, man. Shout out to you, Corey. Not who said that. Yeah, shout out to Mr. Corey here. No malice towards you. Just the idea. Why would you want to spend money on a guy like that? Especially, check it out. Nunn is like 26 years old or something like that. I'm not sure exactly. I'm just throwing this shit out there just off the top of my head. Nunn is like 26 years old. So what, we're gonna give him a 4-year contract? He'll be 30 by the end of that? Nah, I don't think so. I'd rather keep Emmanuel Quickly. Even though Nunn averaged like 14 and 5 for these last 2 years, he also fell out the rotation towards the end of Miami's run in the playoffs, right? At the end of the year. So I don't want that. I'd rather have Emmanuel Quickly. Let him do that. You feel me? I'd rather have Emmanuel Quickly do that. So shout out to Kendrick Nunn. God bless him. He'll probably make millions of dollars, more money than I would ever make in my life at the present time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody's gonna give me anything or whatever. I'm not gonna earn something. You never know. That's a beautiful thing about life. So anyway, shout out to Kendrick Nunn. I'd rather just keep our own guys. McBride. These guys are gonna get playing time. So yeah, man. So I think the Knicks are in good shape. I already painted a picture for those that popped in late, because I see I got a lot more followers now than I had in the beginning. Please watch the replay of this podcast. Because I talked about a lot of stuff. I basically went through the whole thing leading up to Fournier. So, like I said, the way that I feel, I said this on MBK. Shout out to the MBK guys. Those guys were were streaming for 8 hours yesterday. They were on from like 5 in the afternoon, 5 p.m. And I got to go piss again, and the guys are still on out there at 1 o'clock in the morning. Crazy guys, man. 8-hour shift. Streaming talking about the same stuff that I'm talking about. It's crazy, man. But, shout out to them. They do a crazy job over there, man. I actually was able to talk with them for like 30 minutes or so on the subject. But 30 minutes out of 8 hours, those guys are beasts. I don't see anybody else doing what they're doing over there. But yeah, anyway, man, the Knicks are in good shape. What I said in NBK was that when things are happening, when other people are signing whatever, I'm relieved. Like I talked about Lonzo in the beginning. I was relieved that the Chicago signed him. Because we don't have to talk about him. Same thing with Frank Ntilikina. When we didn't extend the qualifying offer, I was relieved because we don't got to talk about him no more. These are all narratives that's been stressing the Knicks fan base for like, well, basically for 4 years, because people wanted Lonzo when he got drafted. They wanted us to tank the season to get Lonzo. So we've been talking about these guys for like 4 years, yo. So it's too long to be talking about these guys. They're finally going to be off the roster, so it will relieve so much stress from the conversation. We don't have to I'm getting attacked on Instagram right now on one of my posts on Instagram. Shout out to the guy that's on. I can't get his name, but he's a super Knicks fan, a superb dancer. Actually one of the great hip hop dancers coming up. He's now he's like older. He's teaching now. So shout out to him, man. But he was like trashing me. Going crazy, so emotional about Frank Ntilikina, man. He's not on the team no more. To hell with him. Let him go to another team and have a great life. Have a great life. I hope he signs for shout out to the Utah. Utah is building up a good team. They just signed Rudy Gay. So I'm expecting Frank to be considered over there because of Donovan Mitchell. They're like best friends, him and Donovan Mitchell. It's like weird. So I get it, God bless him. I don't want to say nothing bad about the kicker because I can never say anything super positive about Frank because I'm too busy like trying to rationalize with you guys. But I don't have to do it anymore. Lonzo Ball, yo, we need to get Lonzo Ball. If the Knicks don't get Lonzo Ball, like I'm not gonna be a fan of the Knicks anymore. Whatever, yo. Then don't. Bye. Let's take that stress away from the team. Let's have some damn fun for once. So anyway, let's look at some highlights. I kind of wanted to do that before we get out of here. Like I said, guys, you got to bear with me a little bit because, like I said, I broke my equipment. So while I'm talking about that, please get out there, like, share, subscribe this damn thing, hit the thumbs up, so you guys can help me out a little bit with that, so I can fix my equipment. Definitely gotta make some purchases soon because just traveling, the TSA maybe take everything out and dump it out, and I had to stuff everything back in there, and it's crazy stuff, man. So I broke a lot of stuff. So anyway, man, shout out to you guys. Thank you for subscribing. This whole time rocking with me. I definitely appreciate you guys, man. But anyway, let's get into this actually watching him play. So I mean, you're definitely gonna see right away the talent level. So like I said, bear with me. Let's look here. Shout out to some of these guys. You can see them here, but let's give NBA Europe some love because nobody else is clicking their video. We got one guy here, 16,000 views, 6 views for another guy, almost 10,000 views for another guy. And official NBA Europe only gets 1,000. That shows you right there the power of podcasting and social media. So anyway, let's give the big guy a little help here. Let me turn my sound down. So I mean, look, there you go. I just said that. Let me rewind this. First, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. All right, I can't do that right now. So just let's just watch the beginning of this. That's RJ Barrett right there. RJ Barrett lead pass to Fournier. Let Fournier do what he does. Did you see that? Did you see that? I'm not sure. I want to make sure that you guys can see it. So let's make this a little. Let's do this again. Let's change the brand in here for a second. Shout out to the halftime show. I was doing a halftime show the beginning of the year. That kind of like messed up my logarithms a little bit. But here it goes. So let's do that. And let's make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. And let's watch that play over again. This is the first play of the video. Look at this. RJ Barrett with the rebound, Randall with the rebound. Outlet pass to Evan Fournier. Look at Fournier. Does what a guard does. That play alone is enough. I don't need to explain anymore. I don't need to explain anymore from this here. Here he goes, bringing the ball up the court. There goes Randall in the middle. Drives in. Layup. Nice and easy. Guy can create his own shot. Damn it. Here goes the defense here. Nice little steal by Fournier. Starts to break. He's going all the way to the basket. Look, there goes RJ and back to Fournier. Let's go. Off the rebound. That's Julius Randle. There goes what do you call RJ? Bang! 3-point shot. Right into the 3-point shot. Can you visualize this guy playing for the Knicks? Can you visualize this guy playing for the Knicks? Here goes Randle in the post, going nowhere. Give it to Fournier, fake, shoot. Wow, all day. He goes, another guy here. That was RJ basically. And they go, Fournier, take his man right off the dribble. See ya. Thank you for the bucket. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to worry about Julius Randle dropping 30 every night to try to get wins or getting mad because RJ didn't drop 20. Evan's going to get you some points. Look at the steal there. Outlet. Can't catch him. Layup. Let's keep watching, man. His hairline is crazy, man. He might need to shave that damn thing off. It looks crazy. But look at that. Simple. Wow. We don't have a player that does that. We just don't have a player that does that in that way. The bounce, crossover, nice little intercept, take the guy off the dribble, boop, inside move. We don't have a guy that does that, with that speed. RJ could do it, yes, but RJ's not going to do it the way Fournier does it. He can still help us inside with the rebound. He can finish inside. Good finisher inside, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, his hair is crazy. He needs to do something with that. I don't know. There goes the point guard. Let's say that was McBride or something. There goes Fournier. Bam. Just get the ball, 2 dribbles, up, shot, good. You know what I'm saying? His beard is nice, though, but the top part is crazy. Here goes another defensive play. Nice, easy steal. There goes RJ right there, or Randall, right? Trailer. Kick it back out to Emmanuel quickly for 3. Or Rose. You know what I'm saying? A guy that can see the floor like a guard can see it. Put the ball on the money for the guy to get the shot, rather than Randall and rather than RJ doing that. Look, nice little inside play for Randall. Nice easy bucket. He just gave him an easy bucket. He just gave Randall or RJ an easy bucket there. Here he goes. This on top of the key. Nice little pick, but from Randall. Step back, jump shot, 3. Do I need to post any more? Do I need to post any more? That first move that he did in the beginning says it all there. That first move here. This is it for me right here. Rebound, finish the break. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about a team that can't score in the what do you call it? The fast break? They can't make a fast break. You want to talk about that? The reason why, because RJ is a shooting guard. RJ is not gonna do what Fournier can do. But if you got Fournier, that makes RJ better. That's gonna make Randall better. It's gonna make the Knicks better. So that's basically what I wanted to say. I said a lot, man. Yo, I could talk, bro. Damn near an hour talk about myself, giving you straight facts and knowledge and stuff. Like I said, I might be your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that I say, I see people posting it and doing whatever. Shout out to MBK, because MBK, you can't say nothing about them. 8 hours. You mean to tell me they didn't hit every angle of every subject? But I'm just talking my junk, man. I do what I do. Some people complain in the comments sometimes the show is not perfect. It's not. It can't be perfect. I'm doing this I'm not doing this from a studio. I don't have anybody in my ear telling me what to do. This is all me. All off the top of the head. And that's all it is to it, man. So anyway, Dynasty Podcast. It's your boy E-Rule. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the chat. Shout out to Andy. Like I said, Andy, I know that you're up now because you're over there in Poland. I would have hit you up to jump on, man. But like I said, I just want to get these thoughts out of my mind before it gets corrupted. And shout out to Jarrell. Jarrell is the man. Shout out to Jarrell's show. I keep messing it up, but it's Bars and Shots. Check out Bars and Shots on YouTube. Those guys have great conversations on there. These guys definitely need to get their likes and subscriptions up, because people need to hear what they have to say, man. They're usually 3 guys, and they just go back and forth on all subjects: hip hop, basketball, all sports, everything, politics. And just the takes that these guys have is hilarious, man. So shout out to Jarrell. And I never met Jarrell. I just happen to like his podcast. You know what I mean? So shout out to Jarrell with the hard work there. Like I said, shout out to Andy, MBK fam. Los Knicks, Newton, everybody else. Joe Madden, shout out to Joe Madden. What's up with you, Joe Madden? I haven't seen your face on the internet in a while, man. If you want to come on and talk a little bit, man, let's do that too. Hit me up on Twitter. DM, please. So anyway, anybody wants to DM me, pause. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on Instagram as well. All Die Hard Knicks Podcast, Die Hard Knicks PC on Twitter. And that's what we do here, man. So I'm into talking basketball. I'm probably gonna do another show. Probably gonna do 2 more shows today, man. So look out for me. Hit the subscribe button so you can get the notification. And that's how we're gonna do it, man. Die Hard Knicks Podcast, Evil to Any Star. I'm out, man. I see you guys a little bit later today. All right, peace.